Hi there, and welcome back to an episode finally of Obasensei. And we're finally going to be doing some stuff with editing, okay? With editing. So I'm going to choose to show you some basic stuff with Premiere, okay? Just setting up some basic stuff. And I'm going to show you how to use green screen as well. So just some basics really with Premiere. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done this, so let me just quickly see where I go in terms of sharing my screen. So let me open up Premiere first, my screen. Yeah, fantastic. So here's Premiere. So the first thing you do is you're going to go to new project. Okay, new project. When you've got a new project, obviously you want to call it something. So just you know, I'm just going to call it clip 1 because it's just a little experiment to show you how to do things. The location is important. Now, what is important here with the location is that when it comes to where all your work is, it needs to be located in that exact place. Okay. So all the clips that you get, any footage, any sounds, it needs to be in the location that you are going to specify here. So I've put mine in the C drive. So I'm just going to say location in the C drive. I'm going to say select folder there, okay, and click OK. So that is very important with the setup. It won't be able to, you'll have a lot of problems if you do not set up the place where all the things is stored, okay? So that's very, very important for you, okay? And then the first thing that we have, as soon as Premiere wants to actually load up, is you have this beautiful screen here, okay? And all of these screens is all the tools and all the timeline, all the things that you need in order to edit your sequence. Okay, so we've got our import clips here. And these are the two screens that are together, so you can work on your clips in these two screens. And here you've got your timeline, and here you've got your sequence, which you'll be able to see. So basically, if you play and you edit all your stuff on the timeline, you'll be able to see it here, okay, and play it, and it will play. Now, let's make sense of that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am just going to drag a clip from a place that I've got. Okay, so I'm going to drag a clip. So I'm going to go for the Louis Vuitton one that I used, the Louis Vuitton YouTube one. So now that clip is here. If I press OK, double click on it. Now, obviously, clips that you have, they will have not been edited usually. Okay, but this is pretty much an edited sequence. So if I press play here, it turns up on the left-hand side. Okay, and what I'll be able to do here is if I choose to edit some of those clips here, okay, and I'm just going to show you an example. I can edit it here or I can edit in the timeline. So for example, if I want to just choose the start of this sequence, so I will press I, and then I will press play, okay, I on the keyboard, and then I'll press on playing. So for example, I wanted to stop it there, I'd press O, and if I just want that sequence in the clip in the timeline, I'll drag it just like I did there, and it will turn up here. Now, what we see here is the white is showing the footage and the blue is showing the sound. If all of a sudden I wanted to get rid of sound, I would cut the sound here and cut the sound here, and then I would be able to delete the certain section, press clear, and get rid of sound in a certain section. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. But that is how you edit to start with. So for example, if I wanted to edit sound out, okay, so now I've got my clip there. So for example, if I had another clip, and you guys are going to be able to do this properly, but this is just me showing you the very basics. Okay, so if you had another clip, so I'm not sure what this clip is. Oh no, this is options video. Let me put that in there. Okay, again, I'll be able to double click on here in order to see what this video is. Okay, and if I wanted to just start there, I'd press I, and then say I wanted a big chunk of it, I'd press O. Okay, and then I'll drag that clip in to the sequence here. Okay, now you see that it's yellow and that's red. That means it needs to be rendered. Okay, now the fact that if you remember when you look at the screen here, that is the size that I want it, but unfortunately here it's come up really zoomed in. So what you would need to do here is you would right click and then you would go and find, or right click on the timeline, sorry, on the footage on the timeline, scale to frame size like that, and it would zoom out automatically the size that you want. Now the next thing that I wanted to show you is obviously it's red now, and at the end you can render it. All you have to do is just press enter, okay, in order to render the clip. So now we've got two clips. I mean, this doesn't make any sense, but with your footage it will. Two clips. When I press play, it goes from clip to clip like that, and that's the start of obviously a cut. Okay, a cut. So I will get footage for you that makes more sense and then show you how to edit it, but I just want you to know the basics. Okay, the basics. So that is the basics of adding. That is the first thing that you really need to know, is adding footage onto the timeline. Okay, making sure, well, one, making sure that your location is correct, adding footage into the clips area here, the clip bin here. Okay, you can play, you can edit sequences within this clip, and then you drag it into the timeline. Within the timeline, you're able to press play, okay, and you're able to see your clip from there. Now, I'm going to show you one last thing now, because I just want these videos to be very short. Okay, I'm going to show you how to add green screen. Okay, now, when it comes to adding green screen, you have to obviously first have got green screen, a green screen clip, for example. You should have downloaded that. I have many different green screen clips that you can use. Okay, that you can use, but I do want to show you how, okay, to do the green screen. Okay, so for example, what did I do with the green screen clip? Right, so I'm going to drag this in here. This is a transition, green screen transition. I'm going to press double click on it here. Okay, as you can see, we've got various different green screens. So it could be a transition from between two things. Okay, so I might want here. Okay, so I press I, and then I continue, and I press O. I think I've done that a little bit too soon, but I can drag it like that. That's perfect. Now I'm going to drag it in here, but it's going to be at the top of the layer. Okay, the top of the layer. I don't want any sound with it, so I'm going to delete the sound that we've got there. So now, unfortunately, my clip is just green, as you can see, because it's on top of the layer. As you have layers on top of things, it will cancel out the layer below it. Okay, but because I want to the clips below to be transparent so you can see, what I do is I go to click on my clip. I go to effects at the top here. Okay, and then I go to the ultra, I type in ultra key. Okay, I type in ultra key. My setting for ultra key comes up, and I drag that on top of my green screen that we see there. Okay, then I've got to go back to my effects column here. Okay, and then I just simply go to the color key, and I want to get rid of green. Okay, and that is it. So then when I press play, when I press play, and I'll show you here, I've got the green screen. Now it didn't work because of the rendered. It needs to be rendered. So I press enter, and it will render my video for me, so it works better. Now while we wait for that, I'm just going to quickly go to my downloads. I'm gonna copy and paste. I should be able to just drag that from there. So that is it. That's it, really. Basically, I'm going to show you one more green screen as well. So an effect on top of it. So obviously this is more like a transition effect, but an effect that goes on top of the footage. Okay, obviously this goes on top of the footage, but like an effect like water or rain or something like that. So another type of green screen, and we'll see how that goes. So that's just rendering now. Obviously rendering takes a little bit of time. Sometimes if it's not rendered, it will stutter. So therefore, in this example, you won't actually know what it looks like because it's stuttering. So it's important for me to render it so you can see it clearly, and you can see that it's worked. So we're very, very close now. Very, very close. It's got to be apple juice all day. Apple juice over orange juice, I reckon. What do you guys think? I think that's it. That's one of the big debates, isn't it? That's one of society's big debates. Is it apple juice? Is it orange juice? Well, I think you clearly know I'm sponsored by apple juice. And yeah, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Right, so let's see. So nearly there. Right, fantastic. Right, so that's how that has worked. Let me try and do the last green screen for you now. So if I look here, double click on it, and I press play, it'll come up with the green screen that I've downloaded. Okay, let's just get straight to it now. So what could be a good one? Well, let's do this little smash here. This smash of bits here. So I'm going to start. That's a little bit early. Start there. Do I and do O. So that's very, very simple from the start, but I'm going to drag that on top. Okay, and at the start, I want that to happen. So I'm going to go to the top again here, double click on my video, Ultra key, drag the Ultra key at the top there. And again, I will need to now go to my effects panel, get rid of my green. Okay, and I need to, press play now, and you'll see the effects on top of it. Okay, you can see the effects on top of it. So I've got the smash. Again, that needs to be rendered, but let's see how quick that's quick. So we've got the effects on top of it. Now you can do all sorts of really good green screen. This one doesn't really work. That's why it's better to storyboard and work out exactly what you want to do. Okay, but you've got the effects on there, and it's gone through. So that's it, really. The basics, really, to start with. We will go into more detail, but the basics is getting your footage on there, starting to edit your clips by using, things such as the I and O in the panel for the projects before you put it into the timeline. In the timeline, you've got the cut tool. Okay, you've got cut tool here. You've got various other tools, which I will go through, and it will make sense to you. And I've shown you how to do some green screen as well. Okay, so next episode, I think really, we'll just go into certain bits and add in type as well and stuff like that. But I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you for another session another time. Okay. So take care, guys. Peace out.